Yay, we are back with an HB Notebook Challenge. I have a whole stack of notebooks here for you. We missed sort of the month of March, so we'll call this a combined March and April Notebook Challenge, as I have been moving back into my house and rediscovering all my old notebooks and everything else. I can't wait to show you my notebook closet, the notebooks that I'm using for the month of April and how I'm going to be using them. And we're going to talk about some amazing Black authors today. So a couple of books, I've got a few for you. And I'm also going to be setting a few things up while we're here on camera, and we're going to be doing an awesome giveaway. So definitely stay tuned. I missed this. I hope you did too. Let's get started. Okay, so a couple of the most used notebooks that I've had over the last month. First, we have this standard issue project notebook number 4 from Design Works Inc. I got this from Barnes & Noble, and I just knew that I had to have it. I wasn't sure how I would use it. So it's a 3-subject notebook, and it has just pages in the front that are all lined. And then it has a little divider, and there's dot grid pages. And then it has another divider, and there's blank sketchbook pages. I showed this to you guys before, but I wasn't 100% certain how I would use it. Now, I don't know if I will ever fill this whole notebook out, but it has been extremely helpful as we've been moving into our house. As many of you know, once we decided to get on the road and we had to leave our house in Charleston, we sold most of our furniture. And so now we're moving into a much bigger house. This house is twice as big as the house we were renting in Charleston, and we have no furniture. So we've been slowly trying to fill it and decorate it. And we have got a lot of bookcases and things like that. And so I have been trying to use this notebook to really just figure out where everything's going to go. Now, originally when we moved in, I thought, okay, I'm going to have this little welcome message, and then I will journal every day about how we're doing with the notes with the house and putting it together. And you can see how well the journaling went. It just turned out that because I was running Publish and Thrive and HB90 was coming up and I was hiring and there was just all this stuff going on, I did not have time to journal, and that is totally fine. I'm not going to beat myself up over this. I can always continue to journal because I have a feeling it's going to take us the entire year, if not longer, to get this house exactly the way we want it to be. So I will put other memories and things in here as we grow. But this dot grid place is probably what I've been using the most. So I started out deciding a list of all the rooms and spaces that we have. And then I made a space inside here for each, a spread for each of the rooms. And you can see some of these we haven't really started working on yet. So the pantry, for example, it's just stuff all in the pantry, but I want to buy some organizers and things that will start to organize the food in the pantry. So once I get started on that, I will use this to sort of sketch out the sizes of the bins that we need and different things like that. The living room is definitely a priority, and I wrote down all the things that I felt like we were probably going to need to buy for this room. And I am excited to say that last night we went on sort of a little date night, and we went to Pottery Barn Outlet and IKEA, and we ended up finding a PB Comfort roll arm slipcover couch for such a great deal. It's pristine condition. It's exactly the one I wanted at the Pottery Barn Outlet, and it was 50% off, and it was already a sale price. I can't even tell you what a great deal we got on this couch. So that'll be delivered in the next couple of days. And I did already buy an area rug, but I don't yet know how I want to lay it out. So I'm going to use these spaces to figure out how to lay it out. I'm also going to, down below this, keep track of how much we spent on everything we ended up buying. The main spaces that I have been focused on have been my witchy writing room, and I've been thinking about what goes in each drawer and how I'm going to organize that space. And then the library, which is my office that I'm in right now, and kind of thinking how I want to organize those spaces. So you can see I left a lot of room for that because I know I'm going to need it. And basically, I'm still working through, but I've got my gaming room. I've been trying to figure out how I want to set things up with different things on the wall and stuff like that. So I've been using this space for that purpose. And then I also I've spent the majority of the time since we moved in trying to organize all my craft and planner supplies so that I can get into a routine again. And so I have been using this a lot for that space, but I won't go through every page. Then I also have this clear, like not craft, but sketchbook type paper in the back. And so I decided to use this for different things like what we're waiting on to be delivered, what we ordered so far. I'm going to use it for budget. Then I'm going to also create a wish list. And then over here is kind of like a list of everything that we need for the house, like all the different rooms and spaces, and then how much kind of what we're budgeting for those spaces. And in this back part, I'm going to start putting photos once the house is put together. So this is sort of like my little moving notebook. And even though it's still a work in progress, this has been a really great notebook. And I've been pretty much carrying it around the house with me for the past couple of weeks. Another notebook that I'm excited to have set up, but I haven't started using yet, that'll start today actually, is I just rediscovered my covers, these nice deluxe covers from Happy Planner and some of my gold discs. And I printed out my HB90 Method Goals Workbook. And I took out some of the pages from the beginning because Q1 is over at the end of this week and Q2 is going to begin. But I had been on the road just keeping all of my quarterly plans in my A5 binder. And though I love my A5 binder for my daily plans, I don't love it for the planning process for the HB90. I like to have the bigger sheets for this part of the planning. So I went ahead and printed all this out, even though these pages will not really get used too much. I might go back and sort of backdate some of this stuff, but I am excited to start for Q2 and the rest of the year to do this. And I'm excited that I have this in my bigger planner now. So I'm going to be working on my Q1 review this afternoon and starting the plan for Q2. And I feel like my vision board is going to be super important here. And I'm going to probably not do it on this sheet. Instead, I'm going to do it in GoodNotes on my iPad. And then I'm going to put it up on the wall and maybe even make it a screensaver on my computer, which I've seen several of my students do, because I feel like my vision has shifted, because the vision for the past couple of years, so much of it has been about finding a house and a place to live. And now that we have that, now it's all about like turning it into exactly what we want it to be, starting to garden, starting to really get settled here, meet people, make friends. And I'm just like, I can't even express to you how happy I am about this. It's just so exciting. So that is another notebook that I'll be using for that purpose. And this is one of the things I love about disc systems is you can just have the discs and a cover. And as long as you have a printer, you can just create your own planner and notebook at any old time. So I love this bright green teal color, and I think it'll be really nice and bright and pretty in my office. This Write Your Own Story notebook from Inspired Stories, I think it is, on Etsy, I'll link it down below, is a UK shop that I ordered from. And you guys have seen this before, but I have been very slowly filling this out. Like I said, I have not had as much time to journal as I had hoped. So it's really just been like a handful of pages that I've been filling out here and there. So it really, like, I have moments, you can see I journaled like 4 full pages this one day. So it's not something that's going to get filled out super fast, but it is my current like journal space, and I've been enjoying it. I love this notebook and I want to get more. Shipping is a little bit expensive from the UK, but if you are in the UK, this might be a really good notebook for you. It's this sort of faux leather cover, and I just like the size of it. It's kind of similar to a B5 size, but a little bit smaller, and it's not quite A5 either. So it's a little bigger than an A5, but I really enjoy it. So I will link that for you down below. Since I have this one here, this is a new notebook that I have just purchased. So this is a Stalogy notebook, the Stalogy Editors 365. And I've had this before in the A5 size and the A6 size and the B6 size. So I've had, I think, every size they have, except this is their, I believe, largest size, and it is a B5. And I picked this one up for a very specific purpose. So I've talked about this more on my Sarra Cannon YouTube channel and mentioned it a couple of times here, but I am starting something in the month of April for the next 6 months that I am calling 6 months for life. This isn't like anyone else's program or anything that's formal. It's just my, it's hard to explain quickly, but you can go check out some of those videos over on my Sarra Cannon channel, including my most recent coffee chat. So I'll link that down below. The idea of it is to really commit to 6 months of focusing on myself and my mental health and my physical health, so that I can set myself up for the rest of my life. So it's just 6 months of saying, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from working so hard. And instead, I'm going to focus on building happier habits for myself and focus on my mental health and self-care. Because every time I have done this in my life before, where I've taken a period of time, could be 3 months, could be a year, whatever, to really say, this is what I want. This is how I'm shifting. This is what I'm transforming into, and really given myself that space to start rediscovering joy in my life. Major amazing things have happened. And I feel like I have a lot of joy, but I also have suffered from a lot of anxiety over the last year. And I feel like now that we're settled, it's time to release some of that anxiety, discover what's really going on with my mental health, get back to the joy of my writing, and spend more time with my family and outside. And I know that sounds like a lot. It's not like I'm going to just snap my fingers and transform my life overnight, but this is going to go nicely with my HB90 plans for Q2 and Q3. That I'm really going to be doing this 6 months for life. Now, if that's something about that appeals to you, like 6 months to really focus on your mental and physical health or whatever, you're welcome to come join us. I will link my Discord server down below. We have a 6 months for life channel, and I will also be doing vlogs and other things like that, probably over on my Sarra Cannon channel, which is my more fan-based channel. So come subscribe over there, come join us. On Friday at the coffee chat, I put a link to a little journaling pages that you can go grab there for free. And I wanted to show you too that I happily discovered. So first of all, I knew I wanted some kind of cover for this, but I'm going to be using this journal, this Stalogy, to basically track my 6 months for life. It's going to be another form of a journal. So that other journal you just saw might go by the wayside in favor of this one for a few months, but this is going to be sort of bullet journal style. All the pages in this are graph paper, and you can see I already took some white Post-it notes and just put, okay, I'm going to journal about what my transformation is that I want to see. I'm going to write a letter from future me. So if you've done Publish and Thrive and HB90, you might be familiar with that type of thing. Then I'm going to write out some trackers. I'm trying to lose weight and get my PCOS under control. I'm trying to lessen my anxiety. I'm trying to do more fun stuff like gaming and reading and family game time and stuff that we want to pick back up. And I want to do more outside time and exercise. So I was thinking I might do a spread of trackers. And then I'm going to do month to month. So this will be an April month, and I'm trying to figure out what all goes on the monthly page. And then I will begin daily pages, and I'll do 1 page per day. And this should get me through the entire 6 months, even if I add in extra journaling and stuff like that. So I will be setting this up, and I've really been debating, do I want to put the vlogs that relate to this type of life change here on my Heart Breathings channel, which is a much larger channel, or are some people just really not going to be interested in that? And so if you have an opinion on that, they're like, oh, I really would like to see the 6 months for life, let me know, because I can put it on either channel. I just want to make sure that the people that are here just for writing don't get annoyed with content that's more personal. So I've just been kind of thinking about that. But anyway, I've ordered this cover from Salty Katie Co. And it's so cute. It's got a little bit of glitter to it. She does have the jelly covers too with this is a jelly cover, but she has clear glitter, and then she also has some that have the stars on it. And I just got a clear one with the glitter on it. And I think I'm going to take this pretty paper and put that underneath. And then I will take the whole thing and I will put it in this composition size notebook from Webster's Pages that I've used a lot in the past. You guys have seen that. Isn't that going to be pretty? And I was thinking if I could get some kind of sticker or vinyl cut that says 6 months for life, I could put it on the front of this. And I think that'll be really pretty. So if you want to see the actual setup of this, I will be recording it, I think, or at least doing a walkthrough. Let me know in the comments. So I'll either do that here or on that other channel. So keep going. This little Soofa soft ring that I had told you guys I got from Jet Pens, and I can actually show you. One of the things I like about this one in particular is it's got this little notch for pens that have a clip on them. And so you can kind of carry it around with the notebook that it's on here. And I feel like there are certain things that I do that I'm always like, where's my pens? And I have so many pens, but it's like if I go outside to write or anything like that, sometimes I don't have one. So I'm going to carry one around. This again is that grid paper. It's kind of like a slightly brown paper or brown grid, I believe. But this I'm going to use as my gardening notebook, I believe. So George and we have 5 acres of land here. We're going to put fruit trees in the front, and I'm going to put a wildflower and a cut flower garden in the front of the house. And then in the back of the house where we have like fenced in land where they used to have horses, we're going to start to grow a vegetable garden. And of course, we're starting small. It's spring, so we're ready. We've already started some seedlings. I'm going to be growing some herbs and different things like that. So we're going to plan out, I figured a grid or graph notebook would be the perfect thing to use, but we're going to plan out our garden. And I imagine this will be a notebook that I will use for many years to come because it's got a lot of pages in it. It also has in the back like a little like extra pocket here, so I could put any kind of stickers that I wanted to use. And it also has this page here that could be used, I feel like, for putting stickers on. But I think I will choose a pen, maybe this Sharpie pen that just kind of lives here. I also have some Zebra Sarasa clip pens that will just be the pen that goes with this. And this will sit out with all my gardening tools and my gloves and stuff like that. And we will plan our garden together. So that's going to be really fun. And that 6 months for life stuff will include gardening. And I know this isn't really writing, but you know what? It is sort of tangential to my writing because I feel like the more I focus on my online life and my business and career and the sales numbers and this and that and this, and even just how I can serve my community, the less creative I am when it comes to my writing. And that can also add a lot of stress and anxiety to my life to like always be focusing on like, how can I serve other people, or how can I make money, or how can I, run my career and business and social media. And so a big part of 6 months for life for me is like getting out of the house, doing some gardening, starting to reconnect with my creativity. And so it's a part of my writing life because my whole life is a part of my writing, and it's not separate from my mental health and stuff like that. So, sorry, I keep like hitting this on there. So it is, it is a part of it. And so I'm just wanting to talk about it. I feel moved to talk about it. You guys have seen this. It isn't set up yet, so I'm not really going to go through it, but this is the Archer and Olive like purple moth notebook. And I've got a few things already in it that I've got planned to put in it, but this is going to be something that I will be setting up on this channel within the next month, which is my brand new story journal. So I can't wait to talk about this. Just stay tuned if you want to see the setup and how I'm using this as another way to reignite my creativity. I can't wait to share this with you. So I have also, I talk about this all the time. I have a monthly planner that I use as my editorial calendar. And for the past 6 months, as we've been on the road, I have been using just a smaller size Erin Condren in the 7x9 as a combo one for both my heart breathing stuff and for my Sarra Cannon stuff. But I really would prefer to use 2 separate ones so that I can have heart breathings in one notebook and my Sarra Cannon in another. So here's a little preview of what I hope is coming out soon. What I use this for is just, it's not really pretty. I don't use a lot of like washi and stickers on these pages, but it's just like figuring out when videos are going to come out, when I have certain things that I want to do. And then I use the pages inside. I find that I never use this dashboard page like ever. So you'll see that I've taken that out of the next one, but I will basically write out things that are like anything about the planner that I'm designing for Q2, or any kind of notes or journaling, or writing out like what I wanted to do for that Camp Nano worksheet, which, by the way, if you didn't see my video on Thursday, we talked all about Camp Nano, and there's a new free download for you. So I will link that down below as well. But I basically just outline my videos here and take notes about what is coming up. But I only set this one up until June because I like to have a lot of notes pages in the back. So this one is getting close to coming to an end. And what I found is I'm getting a lot of invitations for some reason to speak at conferences and do things in like July and August or the rest of the year. And I didn't have a place to start marking that. So This new one is another monthly planner that I ordered from Erin Condren, and I Franken planned it. So I had this black coil from before, and you can see it kind of has some damage because I've taken it apart so many times, but once it's sitting on your desk, you don't really notice it. But I basically took apart another, like the rest, I didn't take apart another one. I just took the rest of this one that I had been using and added it over here. So this is now my July to December one, and it's only those 6-month pages, but you can see instead of that dashboard page, I took it out and added more notes pages that are just blank notes pages. And I think that will give me a little bit more space here. And then in the notes section, I just added extra note paper into the back. And I used some of my old planners, like you can see from 2020, because I liked this design here. And I also used the folder from that year back here. And this is one of the fun things about Franken planning is like you can pull apart parts of planners that you used in the past, and you can use those same folders and different things. So this will become my Sarra Cannon one. And then I did purchase from Erin Condren recently, since all of their dated planners are 50% off, y'all. Like if you've ever wanted to try Erin Condren, now is the time. But I ordered a larger one for my Heart Breathings notebook because I'm going to be re-recording and redesigning the entire Publish and Thrive course. And this is going to take months. And I need to outline more than 40 videos. I have to outline all the workbooks. It's a lot of work, but I'm so excited to do it. So I wanted to have a separate thing. So this will become my editorial calendar for Heart Breathings, but also my Publish and Thrive reboot headquarters, so to speak. But because you order it and you get January, February, March, and we're done with those months, I am also going to take this apart, and I'm going to just have April through the rest of the year in here. And I'm going to do that same thing where I'm going to take this page out and I'm going to add in extra pages. Now in the back of this one, I had them, you can choose in the monthly notebook what you want. I chose to get these productivity pages. And so when I started looking through, I still had another notebook, because if you're wondering, where do you get the extra pages? Well, I had another older notebook that was from before they started adding more pages to their notebooks. And so it also has productivity pages in it. It just also has the little asterisk, and it's like slightly different colors. So I am going to take these sheets out of here, and I'm going to add them into this notebook to replace the extra pages. So I probably won't add any into the back. What I'll do instead is add them into the monthlies, and I think that'll be awesome. And so I'm basically going to take this apart, take all the pages off, take this apart, take all the pages off, and then kind of redesign how I want the notebook to go. And then I'm going to put it all back together on this rose gold coil. And I like this little Publish and Thrive marquee cover, but this will be kind of my new set, but I will still be, now this one is from an old previous year, but I love this cover. So I'm going to take this cover off and put it onto this notebook that I'm using for the rest of this month, basically. And I think it's one of the things I love too about Erin Condren is that I can constantly change up the style. So I've got all these new notebooks that I'm super excited for. Another Erin Condren that I'm going to be using is part of my 6 months for life is that I'm going to be focused on my physical and mental health, right? Plus I'm going to be focused on my garden. So I just ordered in their warehouse sale where I think it's still going on 75% off. I think a lot of stuff is sold out, but there's still other things available. Like they have a plant lovers kit or whatever that has like a little planter and one of the Petite planners that is for taking care of your plants. And so in addition to the garden, I also am going to be adding plants into and throughout my house. And this is just part of my mental health. So in order to learn to take care of those, I've got this plant journal coming, and I'm going to put it into this Petite planner. This is the Mid-Century Circles one. And I was already using this before. Now this one I probably will keep using. It's just a Hello Kitty productivity journal. But this one is from January to March. So I'm going to swap that out for the daily planner that is the April to June. And I didn't use it every single day all the time. But what I was using it for a while in the month of January before I got COVID and took a break from everything is I was using it for visualization and intention, sort of like morning routine every day. And I was tracking what I was doing in the morning, tracking my anxiety and energy for the day. And this was really working. This little owlet sticker, Evie stuck on there. This was really working for me. And so I want to keep doing it. So I'm going to swap this out for the April to June. And I don't know for sure if these are 50% off or not, but they do say all dated planners, and these are dated. So you might be able to also get a deal on this type of planner as well. Then I have just a blank. It's another Hello Kitty and Friends. And this is where I was writing in what the routine is and what my dinner routine and stuff like that. So it's only those 2 pages that I've used, but I'm going to keep this one in here. And then this one in the back was a monthly that goes through the end of December, but I ended up not really using it. So I think I'm going to take this one out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple others to this thing. And I was trying to decide. So I have this one that was a habit tracker that I didn't keep up with in the past. So I was thinking maybe I could start that one. I also have this gratitude journal. This is one that was a special edition. It's got like little sprinkles and stuff, and it has prompts for every day for your gratitude. And then I also have this wellness log that has a place to put like your water steps, hours, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I think this, plus you can track your activity. So since I'm going to be working on my physical health and trying to get my PCOS under control, I think this journal will be really good for me. So I'm going to put this one in the front. Then I'm going to take that April to June daily planner. I'm going to leave this Hello Kitty and Friends. And now it's basically like I have one string left. Do I want to use a habit tracker or gratitude journal? I think, I don't know. I think for now I'm going to use this habit tracker in here, because I was tracking my gratitude on that daily page. And if I want to journal gratitude, I can always just put it in this planner. So sometimes I like gratitude journals, and sometimes I'm kind of annoyed by the prompts, like moments I cared for myself or what I let go of today. It's like, maybe I didn't let go of anything today, but maybe I'm still grateful for stuff. So I like these. I always want to use them, and then I don't use them as exactly as I wanted. So this is what I will keep: the wellness, the daily, the notebook, and the habit tracker in here. Then I also have this sort of wraparound thing, and I thought it would be kind of fun to set it up with a few things in here. So I'm going to take some of this off. These are not official Post-its. These are Office Depots, but I'm going to put this in here because I do tend to use Post-its all the time on so many different things. I'm also going to, I have this just like a little card. It's like an RFID card or whatever. I got a bunch of them on Amazon to put my washi tapes on. So I'm going to slide this washi tape under here so that I always have washi. And then I'm probably going to put some stickers or something here. But for now, I was thinking maybe I would take this When Life Gives You Lemons, kind of Make Lemonade Coffee Monsters Co. And I'm going to take these cute little paper clips from Kiki K. Okay, so I'm going to clip that onto there. And I was thinking that I might use this sticker also of just kind of putting it up here. And I think I'm just going to do that. Just a little bit of extra stuff. And then in the back, it has a pouch. And so I was thinking that I would take these stickers out and put those in. These were from so this is the Hello Kitty sticker pack, which I'm not sure if that's in the warehouse sale, but I feel like it was. Not 100% certain. There was a lot of Hello Kitty stuff in the warehouse sale. And then these sheets, these pretty Flora sheets, came in the seasonal surprise box, which I really loved this time. Sometimes it's kind of hit or miss whether it's going to be a really good box, because it's, it's a surprise box and you never know if it's going to have something you want or not. But I thought it was great. This spring one I thought was really good. So those go in and they work both as sort of like decor. I also have these quote cards that I had gotten from Erin Condren. They have like some really nice quotes on it. And I pulled this one out that says it won't be easy, but it will be worth it, and put that in the back there. So this is my new little mid-century circles self-care journal, and this will be mostly something I reach for in the morning when I'm first waking up, and then I won't touch it again throughout the day. And this will probably live up in our, what we're calling our family game room, because we have a TV up there that has space in front of it for me to work out, and I'm going to be doing yoga in the mornings. Okay, almost done with the notebooks for today, but I'm going back into this Look Term 1917 that you guys have seen for months. That is my story journal, or my Shadow Demon Saga journal for book 12 in the series. And you can see all of this. I mentioned in the Nano video that basically I feel like I'm just going back to ground zero. I don't feel like the words I wrote for Nano when I went back and read them are really going in the right direction. So I think I'm starting the whole book over, which breaks my heart a little bit, but it just is what it is. And in order to do the story right, I have to trust my gut when it comes to this. So I'm starting over, and I've got these plot pages here. And instead of using sticky notes, because I have some page flags that were sticky note page flags, and I can't find any red. And I have a character that is a red character. But I was able to find these sticky notes that are the more like plastic ones. They're not paper, so they're harder to write on. So what I did is I got several brands and I was playing around with it. It's like, I like these, but that red doesn't seem to go. That green is like too light and the red is too dark. So I'm probably not going to use those. So then I bought some other ones from Amazon. I actually ended up buying like 3 sets of sticky notes, and I will use them as page flags, but these I specifically wanted to look good together. And I landed on this set from Amazon, and it came with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 5 whole sets of them. So it's hundreds of page flags. And my plan is I've got these Sharpie permanent markers, the fine point ones, and they will write on this without messing up. So like if you were to take just like a random gel pen and write on this, it would smear. But when you use a Sharpie pen on this type of page flag, like on plastic, it's not going to smear. So look at that, it didn't smear. So I'm going to use these Sharpie pens. And I was trying, because I have 2 purples. So I was like, which purple looks better? But I think this purple is going to be too dark. Well, it's really similar in color. And actually this one looks better, even though the cap looks different. So I'm going to use this purple. And then I was trying to figure out which blue I was going to use. Neither one of them is like a perfect match, but I feel like the lighter blue looks better. So now I have my markers. So I know it's just the little things, but sometimes that little bit of matching the colors for me gives me so much motivation. And I know it's silly and it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but it makes sense to me. So I have 6 points of view in this book, and there's 4 that are like the main points of view. And then I have 2 additional points of view that show up a couple of times. So I've got my colors in my Sharpie markers, and then I also have these. And the reason that I'm using these is because, as you can see, I'll just leave those there. Also, just to mention it, these are from Post-it, and they're bigger, they're thicker. So for some of the major like moments that are bigger and I need more space to write, I will use these. But the reason that I'm using these that are removable is because as I'm figuring out the scenes, I'm just going to write down all the scenes for each character, and I'm just going to use a keyword. So if it's Harper at the Dome City, it'll just say Harper at the Dome. And I will know from my other notes what that is, and I will be able to move them around. So if it happens here in the plot, it's in Act 1, but then I decide, oh, you know what, that really needs to move to Act 2, then I can always move it to this section and move it around. And that would say Harper at the Dome. And this way I can have a little miniature plot board that I can move around as the story begins to change and shift and things like that. And sometimes for me, having the right tools to be able to do that is super important. And so I probably will get I have a bunch of those small pen pouches that will just hold a handful of pens. So I probably will get one of those out of the closet, and I will put all of this little tools in there so that when I want to go and work on this book, I have all of that right here. I have some from Erin Condren that have a strap on them, so that's probably what I'll use. So I'll go look for that in just a minute. But I am back in this notebook, and some of it, like I haven't filled out at all. I have previous sprints, but I'm going to mark where I'm kind of starting over, and then I'll have the plot sheets are all in here. And then I will start back over here with daily pages. So you'll start to see, hopefully next month for, after Camp Nano, hopefully a lot of this is going to be filled out. I pray, I'm so hopeful that that will happen. So that is my Shadow Demon Saga, my current writing notebook. So for now, that's all the notebooks that I'm going to share that I'm working on or working with over the next couple of months. But I did want to show you also my notebook closet, because when I started taking everything out of the boxes that we had, I realized I had held on to a lot more notebooks than I realized. I gave away a lot, you guys, but I also just still have a lot. Plus, I've kept all the notebooks that were like partially used or sentimental in some way. And so I've got to have a place to store them. And I just happen to have a closet that was perfect for this. So let me show you that real quick. So if you were following my Instagram stories and you had seen how much my stationery just took over this room, you can see I'm down to just a few boxes, and we got a new rug. So things are going to slowly start to come together here. But let me take you over to my notebook closet. So this will be my sort of witchy writing room. And outside of that room, I have this nice big closet, and I have basically turned it into notebook storage. Look at this. So it's not exactly 100% the way that I want to have it in the future, but I have a few books up here on various crafting things and a few previous notebooks that I didn't want to tear apart. I have some extra papers here and my Alpha Smarts up here, which I'm probably going to pull out for Camp Nano, as well as some sticker paper here, Hello Kitty, and some extra pens. But I have a few notebooks here, and then I have a ton of notebooks. So I've got this whole row here, and I don't even have time. I know this video is going to be so long to go through every single thing, but I have some Erin Condren notebooks here. I have some Tokidoki notebooks. That one's upside down. And I have just kind of some random notebooks that I've had for a long time. I have some May Designs notebooks here. This one is actually a Heart Breathings. They let you put logos on stuff, so I thought it would be kind of fun to put that logo. I have never used it though. I have just various small notebooks, like this one's a Gudetama notebook, and then I also have larger notebooks like this 10 subject notebook. So I've got all of those there. But then I also have a second row. And again, this is just such a mixture. Like you'll see, this one is a completed notebook, but most of these are either unused or very partially used. This is the one that I hope to set up as kind of my more like witchy book of shadows, but I have some bullet journal style notebooks here as well. I also have some Bando notebooks and Kate Spade notebooks that are not used and are so beautiful, and I don't want to get rid of them. So I've got all of that stuff here. I also have a pretty wide collection of various Hello Kitty notebooks. Like I probably have a good 30 notebooks that are just Hello Kitty notebooks. So I feel like I could do a whole video just on Hello Kitty. But I've got some really small sort of like passport size notebooks up here. And then I have all of my Erin Condren soft cover notebooks here. And then below that are all of those sort of Michael's journals that are the ones I got from Michael's once on sale. And they're like this style, but this one I completed. And once I finish that Inspired Stories journal, I probably will go back to these as my main notebook journal. Then down below, I have this one basket that has some mostly Hello Kitty and Gudetama notebooks that are small enough to fit in this little section. And then behind it, I have another entire row of notebooks and binders. So over here, you can see I have Happy Planner binders, as well as Carpe Diem and Webster's pages and all of these. But I haven't fully, like a lot of these binders will become decor sort of in my office space, and I just haven't had a chance to move them over. I also have some traveler's notebooks here, but the rest of this is all notebooks. Some of them are Hello Kitty notebooks and things like that. Others are just ones that are really sentimental or important to me, or various things like that. So what do you think of the notebook closet? It's pretty awesome. I am excited to have a space where they're all collected, and I can just come in here at any time and grab one if I need it. Okay, so that's the notebook closet. What do you think? It's pretty cool to have it. If you guys want to see like a collection video again, I did one a few years back where I showed my whole collection and just went through them all. If you want to see that again, let me know, or I can just pull some more out. But this is going to be our giveaway for the month. This is an Archer and Olive, and it's going to come with this nice box too. This is one of those kind of like little half sizes. It's very similar in size to a Hobonichi Weeks type style. And this is a Neapolitan. So it has this little kitty cat looking up at the moon, and it has a strap. And then it has on the inside a mix. It has some white pages, and then it has craft paper pages, and then it has black paper pages. And I really love this. It does have a pocket in the back. But I bought this thinking I might use this for my plant journal, and then I changed my mind. So this is completely unused, brand new Neapolitan. And if you haven't ever used an Archer and Olive, you will love it because there's no ghosting. You can paint on these pages. You can pretty much, do anything. You could do art journaling. You could do watercolor. You can do acrylic paints. Like everything works on this, and it doesn't like ghost through. And I love them. So this is the big giveaway for this month. So if you want to enter the giveaway, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment down below. So I will be picking a winner on Friday, April 1st from the comment section of this video at random. And you can enter internationally. I will ship it internationally. I don't care how much it costs. I want to make sure that everybody feels valued here. Now, let's talk about some books. So I am going to feature a couple of different books just because we missed the month of March, but I have to give a huge shout out to my friend, Kiana Alexander. Kiana and I met when I was a new writer in North Carolina, and we just kept kind of running into each other. We saw each other at meetings, we saw each other at different things, and I just always have adored her and felt an affinity for her. And so when we haven't really kept in touch as much over the last few years, I follow her on Facebook, but I haven't been able to see her since I don't live in North Carolina anymore. But as soon as I saw this, I just got chills because this is like her hardcover at Target, at all these big stores. And I'm just so incredibly proud of her. I love this cover and I love the idea of this book, and I can't wait to read it. Carolina Built is what this book is called. And here's from the front cover. A vivid and moving novel based on the incredible life of real estate magnate Josephine N. Leary, a previously untold story of passion, perseverance, and building a legacy. Josephine is determined to build a life of her own and a future for her family. When she moves to Edenton, North Carolina, from the plantation where she was born, she is free, newly married, and ready to follow her dreams. As the demands of daily life pull Josephine's attention away, it becomes increasingly difficult for her to pursue her real estate aspirations. She finds herself immersed in deepening her marriage, mothering her children, and being a dutiful daughter and granddaughter. Still, she manages to teach herself to become a businesswoman, handle her finances, and make smart investments in the local real estate market. Yet with each passing year, there's always another challenge standing between Mrs. Leary and the work of constructing her legacy from the ground up. Evocative and inspiring, Carolina Built speaks to the part of us that dares to dream bigger, to tear down whatever stands in our way, and to create something better for the loved ones we eventually leave behind. Like literally chills on my arms just reading the blurb again, even though I've read it several times. And I love the fact that this is sort of like, as a real estate, you've got the kind of wallpaper And I just think it's beautiful. And I cannot wait to read it. And I know that Kiana did a lot of research for this and she put her heart and soul into it. And I just wanted to say congratulations to her. So I will leave links to Kiana's website and where you can go and purchase this book. Okay, another book that I recently purchased is All Her Little Secrets by Wanda M. Morris. I had a friend tell me this book was amazing and I bought it in March and just haven't had a chance to read it. So if you want to read it with me, let's do this. So I will just read this first part here where she says, in this fast-paced thriller, Wanda M. Morris crafts a twisty mystery about a Black lawyer who gets caught in a dangerous conspiracy after the death of her boss. This is a debut author that says it's perfect for fans of Alyssa Cole, Harlan Coben, and How to Get Away with Murder, John Grisham's The Firm. So this is one of those where it's going to be explosive. And I have just been waiting for a chance to, like my friend that told me she loved it said, it was like, you literally read the first chapter and you have to keep going. So I cannot wait to check out this book for sure. It has a lot of really great reviews and I am excited to check out this new author. And as a little bonus, I also wanted to mention this book that I recently picked up and hope to read over the next couple of weeks. Is called Six Crimson Cranes. This is by Asian author Elizabeth Lim, and it is a New York Times bestseller. A princess in exile, a shape-shifting dragon, 6 enchanted cranes, and an unspeakable curse. Drawing from fairy tales and East Asian folklore, this original fantasy from the author of Spin the Dawn is perfect for fans of Shadow and Bone. So if you want to check that out, you can definitely check the links down below for Elizabeth Lim. And there is another book coming in this called The Dragon's Promise. So I am excited to read this one as well. It looks like on Amazon it is an editor's pick for best science fiction fantasy. So hopefully those 3 book reads from diverse authors will give you something to read this month. I cannot wait to read them. Okay, guys, so that is everything, all my notebooks that I'm going to be using. I feel like I have definitely trended this time towards these sort of happier, bright colors. And I think that it's just because I'm so ready for spring and ready for a fresh start. Oh, I forgot. I was going to actually take this little charm that I got from Dragonfly and Acorn on Etsy. I will link their shop down below as well. And they gave this to me because it has a dragonfly on this little bead here. And I'm going to pop that onto the front of this journal. And I love it. This little charm says Once Upon a Time, and you've got a little fountain pen here. How cute is that? So I'm definitely ready for spring. I'm ready for change and transformation. I feel like so much weight has been lifted off my shoulders now that we're settled in a house, and it just feels so good. So I am back with regular content. If you want to join me for Camp NaNoWriMo, check out last Thursday's video. And this upcoming week, we're going to talk about my Q1 review and how I'm setting up my goals for Q2. So I will see you in that next video. Make sure if you want to join the giveaway that you like and subscribe and leave that comment down below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.